In this section, we'll focus on the native dependencies before reviewing the implementation. Most native code requires that we link against specific libraries, and this is often the most challenging part of implementing the actual native interface. If we review the Braintree setup guide for Android, we'll see that the instructions include a Gradle dependency change. This is a common tool for integrating third-party libraries to Android native apps, and it usually follows syntax like the one we see above. Normally, this is pretty easy to integrate. The build hint Android Gradle dep should solve the problem in no time. But if we try to build the app, we'll get this build error, which is not just unreadable, it's also snipped because it overflows the screen. So let's zoom in a bit, but this doesn't tell us more. One of the mistakes people make when looking at the Gradle errors is the focus on the Gradle exceptions, which are confusing and verbose. The error is usually printed above that. And here it is in bold. The MinSDK version is the actual error we are experiencing. The problem is that the suggestion entry is wrong. We can just fix our MinSDK version in codename 1 instead. We have a build hint for setting the Android MinSDK version to 16, which will align it with the MinSDK version required by Braintree. The problem is that even after that change, I still got a compilation error, which was just about the most unclear error message possible. I googled this, which is pretty much the best way to solve issues like this, and I found a Stack Overflow entry that explained that this is caused by the wrong SDK version setting in Android. At this time, codename 1 defaults to SDK 23. Notice we update that value occasionally, so this might be incorrect when you see this. However, in this particular case, the fix was simple. Set the SDK version to 25. Once this was set, build went through as expected, and we were able to get a working project for Android. On the iOS side, things were also a bit tricky. iOS has a tool called CocoaPods, which allows us to define dependencies. Since we already use maps in the contact us form, we already have a dependency on that. We can just add a Braintree drop-in dependency as explained in the integration guide in the Braintree site, and this should work. However, it seems that drop-in requires iOS 9 or newer, as highlighted in their site. So we can define the build hint pods platform to force the minimal platform. But this creates a conflict with the Google Maps cn1lib, which defined the pods platform to 7.0. This is something that should be resolved by now, but if you happen to run into something like this and need to fix it at this exact moment, then what I did is simple. I edited the required properties in the cn1lib file and just removed the offending line. Notice that a cn1lib is just a zip file, so I was able to just edit the properties file.